Our next guest was born and raised in Venezuela and has a warning to 2020 Democrats campaigning for socialist policies here at home. Debbie D'Souza joins us now to explain. Debbie, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Tell us about your upbringing in Venezuela and how your country has changed.
Well, growing up in Venezuela, I had everything that, was available to us, food, clothing, just, really luxuries that that people can't even imagine looking at Venezuela today. Venezuela was a very prosperous country, very beautiful country, but prosperous. The government believed in the Constitution. They followed it. The government has always been corrupt, but I think that it's really hard to find a non-corrupt government anywhere in the world, and so that was no exception. But they did follow the Constitution. It was not a tyrannical dictatorship like it's become now.
Debbie, there's just if we look at Venezuela by the numbers right now, they say that nearly 90% of all Venezuelans live in poverty. Inflation is forecast at 10 million, and the collapse has led to shortages of food, medicine, and other basic goods. 5,000 Venezuelans are fleeing the country every single day. Do you see any danger in what the 2020 Dems are proposing right now, calling for socialist policies here in the United States? People say, oh, it's impossible. It could never happen here. What is your experience?
Well, my family said it could never happen there. They were convinced that Hugo Chavez was not going to turn the country into a communist country, and he did it. For the last 20 years, Venezuela has been on the road to socialism. Socialism is equal misery. So anybody that thinks otherwise needs to go to Venezuela and witness it for themselves. Everybody, you can't find food. You go from grocery store to grocery store just to find the basics. You line up, and if you don't get in by the time they close, you don't get food. There have been reports of people actually eating their own pets. It's horrific, and I can't imagine that anybody in America would think that something like this was a wonderful thing. It's a terrible way to live. It's a horrific ideology that I can't imagine anybody thinking is a good thing.
Debbie, there have been a number of Democrats and Hollywood leftists who have praised Venezuela as a place where you can actually get to the American dream faster than you can get to it in America. You have Elizabeth Warren now saying that she's proposing a tax on the wealthy, the richest of Americans, saying it will only affect the tippy top 0.1% of the wealthy, those with a net worth of over $50 million. I'm calling it the ultra millionaires tax. But as Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism is running out of other people's money. And as you know, Venezuela used to be one of the richest countries in the world. So what is your response to people who are kind of creeping in with the socialism here in America?
Well, that's exactly how it happened there. It was actually socioeconomic havoc on the people that were hardworking and making money. And so what happened is that their money went nowhere. The regime actually posed price controls on business owners. They couldn't make a profit anymore. So a lot of the middle class and upper middle class, they started moving out of Venezuela. So yes, they ran out of people's money. And now they have horrific poverty and horrific crime. It's one of the most dangerous places to live in the world.
Well, Debbie, we really appreciate you coming on to share your story about Venezuela and the tragedy that has become as a result of socialist policies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie.